skies as if they were waiting for us to play too.
Just a beautiful day for baseball. I think everybody's done a great job here at Heritage, hosting the tournament. It's been a super day here. Everybody's enjoyed playing. Looks like it's been a good day for baseball, and good baseball has been played.
Tell us about that Salem Stockbridge game that was just finished up right before the Rams started.
I just saw the last half of it. I had something to do this afternoon. There was a good many runs scored. I think there were a few more errors committed than coaches would have liked in that ball game to keep running.
Stretch. Smith's first pitch up high, ball one. Rams will try to avoid those type of defensive miscues. As you know, they had a defensive lapse in the 6th inning Thursday against Forest Park that led to a couple of unearned runs. Stretch. 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, evens it up. 1 ball, 1 strike, and got that pitch a little farther down.
That Joey had good velocity and movement. That pitch headed down below the weight.
Keep it there here against Luis Medina. Smith takes a look at that runner at first. The 1-1 almost hit him inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Curveball just seems to be hanging like it's going out the back.
What Floyd has got here setting up around the outside corner. 2-1 pitch. Fastball was there, but low. So 3 balls and 1 strike. We've had a lot of namesakes with Major League players in our games today. As you know, the Eastside Eagles have a catcher named Alan Ashby. Remember him from the Astros of the 80s. And here, Luis Medina, a former Cleveland Indian prospect a few years back. Nothing else. They've got the names for the game. 3-1 pitch. Swung on and bounced towards Smith at third. He's going to look at second. Got him there for 1, but Boone will put it in his back pocket. 5-4. Retired at second base is Jenkins. Medina safe on the fielder's choice. 2 down now and a runner at first.
There again, that heavy fastball stood in on the hand. Got the soft ground ball. It really wasn't hit hard enough to turn to. Floyd did a good job just not wanting to get back to the pitcher.
And here's Dusty Hemmett, the Wildcat third baseman. And for his first plate appearance of the afternoon, it takes a strike on the outside corner. Looks like the Rams may get a chance to use Jeremy Johnson as their closer. He's been that effective, at least, in the last few innings of games. Appears to not be fazed by the pressure.
Jeremy does a good job. He locates well. He wheels from the side, throws the ball, comes across on right-handers, coming into left-handed batters. A pretty good velocity, and so far nobody's really figured him out.
That strikeout of Mike Standridge, the Georgia Southern signee from Henry County a few nights ago, is a big confidence booster for him. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Low swing at the off-speed, 1 and 2. He came in, I think he struck Standridge out on 3 pitches, kept the ball down, lots of movement, in and out movement. It's tough to pick him up. Ball 2 strikes. Smith with the runner going here. Curveball, swung on and tapped. Back behind us, back to the screen. That'll remain a ball and strike. Coach, another big game that you will get a chance to prepare for here in weeks from today. The first of 2 Newton versus Eastside battles. I know that both schools, everybody from both schools, have been looking forward to that matchup for quite a while.
Yeah, probably so. It'll be a good. Kids all know each other. It'll be a good thing for the town.
That'll be March 22nd, and again on the 29th. 1-2 pitch. Fastball in the dirt. Floyd with a nice stop. Moves it up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Medina at first. Jenkins had walked earlier in the inning, but retired 5-4 at second base. That's how Medina reached. The one who hit that ground ball. Joey Smith has struck out 2. Like to make it 3 here. 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing it. Bouncer to Brandon Smith again. And again a clean play. Nice throw to first base. And Brandon Smith, the hero of the second inning here for the Rams, as he records all 3 outs. No runs, no hits. 1 man left on base. Coach Shepard, do you like it up here in the broadcast booth?
Oh, yes, Kevin. I appreciate the opportunity to be up here and talk baseball. You know, I enjoy talking baseball, and from traveling with us last year as much as y'all did.
That's
we
right.
We talked it on the bus trips a lot.
All the way there and all the way back, nothing but baseball talk. But I guess I can't convince you to come up here, huh?
No, I kind of like working with the kids too much, too.
Coach Shepard, thanks for being with us here this afternoon, and we'll probably talk to you again before the year's over.
Thank you, Kevin.
That's Don Shepard, one of the assistant coaches for the Newton Rams, and a fine man who's working with the JV and the 9th grade teams this year. Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, your local source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. Built at Heritage High School, Conyers, Georgia. If you're in the area, please stop by. You'll check out the exciting baseball action. This time it's the Newton Rams and the Wildcats of Lovejoy High School, and the Rams, after having scored 2 in the first, have a 2-0 lead as we head for the top of inning number 3. Ryan Moon, Matt Easterday, and Lane Floyd will be the 3 men due up here for the Newton Rams. Kyle out there for his 3rd full inning of work, and again we thank Coach Don Shepard for dropping by here with us. Coach Shepard in action with JV and 9th grade Rams. You can also see Stanley Allen in action with both those teams. He is down the first baseline for the varsity Rams, putting in the overtime here this year. Kyle with the wind, first pitch, good curveball, but just missed the outside corner, ball 1. Singled his first time. Swings and hits a high drive to center field. Luis Medina back, still going back on it, makes the catch. I don't think there's a warning track here at Heritage, but if there was one, he would be pretty close to the edge of it to make the play for the first out. So Moon puts a charge into one, but it's a loud first out. It's Matt Easterday. Easterday drew the free pass in the first inning and came around to score, Newton Rams style. Stolen base, a wild pitch, then a 1-3 ground out. Scoring on that. Here hits a high drive to right field. Cockrell back on the high pop fly. He's got it. That'll do it for Easterday, out number 2. Rams getting under the ball here against Jason Heil. 2 down, here's Floyd. He tapped back to the pitcher. He didn't get under the ball his first time. Heil's given up only 2 hits, but he's walked 4. And the Rams already have attempted 4 stolen bases against him. Successful 2 out of 4 times. Jarvis Johnson really was picked off first base. Lefty versus lefty. First pitch going outside, ball 1. Now, if you look at Heil's performance against the other lefty batter in the order, Jarvis Johnson, Johnson's 1 for 1 with a walk, so Heil has had his troubles with the lefty. Let's see if it's the same here with Lane Floyd. Heard Coach Shepard mentioned earlier, some young left-handers have that mental block about getting out left-handed batters. 1-0 pitch, down low, ball 2. Of course, the Newton Rams have brought the fan base with them to Heritage High School. Count on that wherever the Rams go. 2-0 pitch, going outside, ball 3. Newton finished 3-1 in their bracket of the South Metro Tournament. They beat Eagles Landing, Forest Park, and Tri-Cities High School, but losing in a close one, Henry County Warhawks, and that put them here in the second place bracket. 3-0 pitch, taking all the way. Strike outside corner. Folks from both Newton and Henry County High Schools were discussing that matchup really up until the time it took place. Both teams really looking forward to that good matchup. Swinging a hard line to right field line, foul by about 6 inches. But there's the bat speed of Lane Floyd, getting out and ripping that one down the right field line. Floyd has a very compact swing, and Bill Dolan and I have discussed this on the air before. Floyd very much a pull hitter, and I think it has a lot to do with the bat speed that he has. Gets around on a ball so well, turns on so many pitches, it makes him a pull hitter. Wine, 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called, outside corner. Heil put that ball in a beautiful spot. Fastball down the heart of the outside corner, and Floyd goes down. Rams also go down, 1-2-3, and we have played 2.5 complete from Danny Blue Field as the Rams lead by a score of 2-0. It is Ram Baseball on WGFS, AM 1430. East Metro Communications helps bring us Ram Baseball. They were selected as Airtime Cellular's Agent of the Year in the small market category, and that's the 4th time East Metro has received that award. And we welcome you back to Danny Blue Field at Heritage High School, Conyers, Georgia. You are listening to Ram Baseball on WGFS. Exciting South Metro Tournament action. And if you've enjoyed this year's South Metro Tournament, then enjoy these last few innings, because this is it. After tonight, the South Metro is over with. The Rams are hoping to win the second place bracket here. They can do so. They hang on against Lovejoy. Reached the bottom half of the 3rd now, and Owen Williams will start it out for the Wildcats. Looking to bunt. That pitch was a little high. It'll be strike 1. I think if Williams had pulled the bat back, he would have gotten that one called ball one. He should have won a strike. After Williams, it's Keith Hunter, Jeremy Cockrell. Joey Smith taking a look in. His 0-1 offering, curveball, up high, ball one. Williams was looking to bunt. That tells you he probably has speed, and that means that Lovejoy constructs their lineup much the same way that the Rams do. The last several years, the Rams have put a talented hitter in the 9 spot of the order for some continuity in the batting order. Usually a speedy person. 1-1 pitch, foul back behind us, 1-2. Matt Easterday had a very successful year a few years back, hitting 9th. Of course, he's now the number 3 man. He was the number 9 hitter back when he was a sophomore. Jarvis Johnson batted 9th for most of last year. He's up at the leadoff spot now. And now Kerry Gilstrap, the Newton Ram quarterback and one of their point guards, is now the number 9 batter on this team, so we would look for him to do big things in the next few years. It's kind of a tradition. 1-2 pitch, belted towards center field. Gilstrap ranging to his left to make the catch in right center field and has it for out number 1. Rams making that change before this game, putting Gilstrap in center and Jarvis Johnson in left. Johnson had been the starting center fielder for most of the year. Go back to the top of the order now. Keith Hunter, who's 0 for 1. Joey Smith, in 2 early season outings, has been very impressive. As you know, he did not give up a hit to Tri-Cities in 3 innings. Headed for the same kind of performance here against Lovejoy in a semi-championship game. Up high, ball one. It's a championship game in the sense that the Rams will have won this section of the tournament. They, of course, will not win the South Metro this year. They have done so, though, 5 years in a row. They won it every year from 1992 to 96. Keith Hunter drills one between short and third. Easterday and Smith can only watch. That's a base hit, and the first hit for Lovejoy. That's bad luck. As soon as I mentioned that he had a no-hitter going, they had to get the base hit. Hunter will be at first here with 1 down. Cockrell is about to step to the plate and looks at an extensive set of signals from the Wildcat third base coach. Rams started that run back in 1992 of South Metro Tournament Championship. First pitch on the way to Cockrell. Strike called inside corner. Put off speed from Smith. We were at Morrill High School this morning, which reminded me, of course, of the 1995 South Metro Championship. Rams and Morrill Mustangs went head-to-head. One of the most contested battles in several years. Pitch inside. Runner headed for second base, and Lane Floyd is going to let him go down there. Stolen base for Hunter. A very good jump, and Floyd kind of faked on the throw and couldn't get the grip on it. The 1 ball and 1 strike, but a man in scoring position now for Lovejoy. Ryan Moon out there at second base tries to keep that runner close. 1-1 pitch is on the way again, looking to bunt, but couldn't do it. Make the count 1-2 as Cockrell was trying to take advantage of the fact that Stephen Heyer is playing very deep at first base. He's back on the dirt there behind the infield grass and trying to push one up that first base line. Did not get the bat squared around. Push one up there. Cockrell choking up once again. 1-2 pitch, just barely got a piece of that. Put it back to the screen. A nice job of 2-strike hitting there. Didn't necessarily like the pitch. Just kind of let the bat eat the ball and fouled it off. Smith has walked 1. He has struck out 2 here. They're in the bottom half of the third. 1-2 pitch. Runner going. Floyd's throw to third base. And they got him. Lane Floyd with the gun to third base. Caught stealing there is Keith Hunter. 2-5 in the scorebook. In the meantime, the ball to Jeremy Cockrell. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the right fielder. And Lane Floyd continues to show that great arm as he is stepping up to be a leader of this Newton Ram team. Of course, he was playing in the shadow of Chris Middlebrooks last year. 2-2 pitch. Thought about going after it. They'll check the base umpire, who says he did not go. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch was well outside. Cockrell electing not to swing. Chris Middlebrooks, of course, following in the tradition of Brian Moon, the previous Ram catcher, who will be playing professional baseball soon, spent a couple of years in junior college. Rams have a lot of folks in college and the pros from the teams of the last few years. 3-2 pitch on the way. Fastball rolled first baseline, and it will be a foul ball. Hires picked it up just as it was approaching first base, and it wasn't foul until right before Hires picked that ball up. That ball stayed there for probably 80 feet down the first baseline. Just to give you a synopsis, we were discussing this earlier today about Newton Rams that going on to the college and professional baseball ranks. They have been into that in the fourth inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cockrell. Smith's wind and his delivery just missed a little bit outside. Ball 4. Good pitch from Smith. Caused a little bit of oohing and eyeing from the Newton fans down the third base side. They thought that Smith had strike 3, and I think Smith did too. Well, Chris Ray will step up, and that'll give us a chance to talk about a few of these Ram players. We looked back at the 1994 Ram team that made it to the state Final Four and won the South Metro Tournament and the Region Championship that year. Stretch and the pitch inside, ball 1. Looked at the pitching staff of that team, and the number 1 starter, Matt Taylor, of course, playing college ball at ABAC right now. Judd Hall went to Middle Georgia. He was the number 2 starter. Lance Coffin playing college ball. He was the number 3 starter. Swing and a miss. The fastball from Smith, making 1-1. The number 4 starter, Cale Curtis, who really didn't get much of a chance to pitch until the playoffs, he is pitching at North Georgia. Stretch and the 1-1. Inside runner was going, and Floyd bobbling the ball, so another stolen base for the Wildcats. I don't know if Floyd would have had a chance, but couldn't make the transition from glove to throwing hand there. Balls and 1 strike, meanwhile, to Chris Ray. Matt Hires was used sparingly as a pitcher in 93 and 94. Of course, he is now in the Astros organization. Richie Cleary is playing college ball. He was used for some innings that year. Stretch, the 2-1 pitch. Swing foul right back under us here, 2-2. And Luke Allen, who was only a sophomore with that 94 team, but a very talented player, is now in the LA Dodger organization. So they were loaded up with the college and pro pitching talent that year. That's what took them to the state's Final Four. Pitching certainly means a lot at this level. 2-2 pitch. Swung on it, belted high and hard, left side. That one hit the lights. Hit one of the light fixtures down the left field line. My goodness, we could have had something out of the natural there. That ball hit one of the lights, but apparently everything's okay, including the baseball. Bring that one back in. Chris Ray with a little target practice. 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Wildcat catcher. Pitch is on the way. Swings it just, gets a piece of it, fouls it back. That 94 team also had Sam Allen, who went on to play some college baseball, and we mentioned Brian Boone earlier, their starting catcher, drafted by the Houston Astros. Smith once again checks the runner, brings home the 2-2. That one missing up high. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And again, as we heard Coach Shepard mention earlier, Smith occasionally will get into trouble getting the ball up in the strike zone. That was the pitch that Ray turned on and drove so deep down the left field line. 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on a popped up foul behind us. That remains full 3-2. Of course, Jeff Key, former Newton Ram who was drafted by the Phillies in 1993, playing Double-A ball this year. Tim Hires, drafted in 1990, has seen time with both the Detroit Tigers and San Diego Padres. Played for a full year with San Diego in 94. So a lot of them have come out of this system. 3-2, did that hit him? It's either ball 4 or it hit him. The umpire immediately going out, so apparently that did hit him. The umpire was going out to make sure no words were exchanged between Ray and the pitcher, Joey Smith. None were. Ray will be lifted for a courtesy runner. One of the few high school baseball players in dreadlocks that I've ever seen. He's at first base. Josh DuBose will step in. DuBose hit a high pop fly to Jarvis Johnson in left field, his first time. That ended the first inning. Smith would like to end the third here in much the same fashion, retiring DuBose. He'll step off here and take a look at both the runners. Joey Smith looking to get out of this jam. Fastball outside on the first pitch, 1-0. Got the ball down, but a little far outside. Rams have scored 2 here. both in the first. On a total of 2 hits, they have been held hitless since then. 1 ball, no strikes. This one swung on and hit high, foul territory, third base side. Smith giving chase all the way out there to the third base dugout, but it falls out of play. Count. They have made improvements just about every year to this Heritage High School baseball field. It looks nicer and nicer every year. Always been a nice facility. Added new press box facilities and, of course, improved dugouts down the first and third base line, concession stand facilities, and so on. Throw back to second base. At Easterday, running up about 3 steps to take that throw. They had Cockrell probably a step away from second. Purpose of that play just to keep them close. Easterday will move in a little behind the runner once again. Pitch taken and close. 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, the Newton fans raise a stink as they thought they had strike 2. That brings a smile from Dubose, who will look back at the home plate umpire. Another thing that you can count on from fans of Newton Ram baseball is make some noise wherever they go, at home or on the road. Speaking of at home, join them, the Newton Rams that is, against Troup County Monday. Join us for the live broadcast at 5 o'clock. That'll be our next baseball broadcast on WGFS. 2-1 pitch. Swung on a line hard past the diving Stephen Hires, base hit right field. Rounding third is Jeremy Cockrell. The throw will come in and be cut off. Lovejoy has dented the scoreboard. The single from Josh Dubose. That's the second hit for the Wildcats. Make this 2-1 in favor of the Newton Rams. On the play, Chris Ray, the courtesy runner for him, hustling all the way, makes it to third base. The first and third with 2 down. That will cause an infield conference. Everybody except first baseman Hires will go in and have a discussion with Joey Smith. The runners at first and third here for the Wildcats for Brian Cronenberg. Bounced the ball toward Brandon Smith, who's been the sure-handed wonder at third base so far. Making all 3 outs in the second inning. Stretched by Smith, his first pitch. There's a strike outside corner. 0-1. In fact, Smith also took a throw and applied a perfect tag on an attempted steal of third by Keith Hunter. That was earlier this inning. Runners take their leads. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch down low. After Cronenberg is Steve Jenkins, who drew a 4-pitch base on balls last inning. Spinning up around the outside part. Here's the pitch. That went up high, make it 2-1 to Cronenberg. DH batting for Jason Heil, the pitcher. Both pitchers being DH'd for here in this game. 2-1. That's right down the heart for strike 2. That may not sound like an odd thing. Of course, it happens all the time in the major leagues, but in high school baseball, your pitchers are usually very talented hitters as well, so kind of a rare thing to see both pitchers being DH'd for. But exactly what's happening here. Runner trying to make some noise down the third baseline to Joey Smith step off. Third base runner holds a crucial function, trying to disrupt the timing of the pitcher. And the runners take their lead. Cronenberg awaits the 2-2, fouls it over by the Newton Ram dugout and scatters a couple of blue jerseys down there. Josh Millwood and Shane Ballard kind of olay it as it was coming through. Courtesy runner at third base. Another interesting fashion statement in addition to the dreadlocks. And 1 pant leg up and 1 down. 2-2. Outside, ball 3. You know that a lot of players recently, in honor of the old-time players and the old Negro League players, have worn the stockings up. He's got a new one. He can appease fans from both sides. He's got 1 down and 1 up. Full count, 3-2 to Cronenberg. Here's the pitch. Swung on and belted to left center field. That line drive is going to be bouncing once and off the wall. 1 run will score. Rounding third is Dubose. He will score. It's a double for Cronenberg and a lead for the Lovejoy Wildcats. 3-2 now. And Cronenberg got on top of that one and absolutely drove that to left center field. That was a frozen rope. He drives in 2, and that immediately brings Joe Brassfield to the mound and takes Joey Smith out of this ball game. He has given up the lead, and he will be removed here with 2 outs in the third. So the Rams will make a pitching change, and while they call timeout, we will do the same and take this break. This is Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, your local source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. Still in the bottom half of inning number 3 as Joey Smith has given up 3 runs to the Wildcats here. Lovejoy now leads Rams 3-2. And a couple of changes here for the Newton Rams as they try to extinguish the fire here in the third. Gary Gilstrap has come in to relieve Joey Smith on the mound. It's the first time we've seen Gilstrap pitch in 1997. Into the game is Richard Stahl. Stahl is playing right field. Here's that Doyle Baker has moved over to left field, and Jarvis Johnson going from left to center. Rams early in the game electing to go with the athleticism of Gilstrap in center, but now he's on the mound, and they'll have to use Johnson out in center. Of course, Jarvis Johnson, no stranger to that position. Here's Steve Jenkins. First pitch swung on and rolled toward the shortstop Easterday. Gobbles it up, clean throw, and that'll be out number 3, and retiring the Lovejoy Wildcats in nice fashion. 1 pitch, Gary Gilstrap knocks them out. But 3 runs for the Wildcats here in the third on 3 hits. No Newton Ram errors, 1 man left on base. Wildcats have left 3 in 3 innings. And we played 3 full with your score. The Wildcats leading the Newton Rams 3-2. Ram Baseball is brought to you by East Metro Communications, the cellular agent for 10 years. That makes them the oldest cellular dealer in this area and one of AirTouch Cellular's oldest agencies. Back from Navy Blue Field on the campus of Heritage High School in Conyers, Georgia. Glad you could join us for Ram Baseball. Rams to rally right now, trailing by 1. Stephen Hires. He'll take the first pitch low and inside, ball 1. This is where the Rams' true strength will probably take over. The hitting is the part of the Rams team that they are the most experienced at coming into 1997. Hires swinging and missing here, making 1-1 to him. Received a base on balls in the first, double second, and advanced to third on the balk. Jason Heil out there for his 4th inning. Fires 1 outside. Heil has walked 4, but has set down now the last 3 in a row. 2-1 pitch. Hires takes that one low. 3-1. Looks like Heil has actually picked up speed as we've been going along in the game. I don't think he was throwing this hard in the first inning. He's concentrating more on throwing that curveball for strikes, but now coming out there throwing some heat, given the lead. Doyle Baker and Josh Millwood on deck for the Rams. Hires digging in. Here's the 3-1. That's low and inside, ball 4. So the 5th man walked by Jason Heil. Rams will look to take advantage with Hires at first base. As you know, Hires, one of the folks on the Ram team who did a lot of running last year. Rams really spread the stolen bases around in '96. Hires, one of the leaders, 10 for 13 in stolen base attempts. Matt Easterday had 12 stolen bases. Ryan Moon, 9. Jarvis Johnson, 9. Baker with 5 and Floyd with 6. So, no Newton Ram really dominant in the speed category, but just about everybody did some stealing in '96. And remember that Joe Brassfield loves to use that delayed steal, and that is a play that he'll put on pretty much regardless of the runner. That's why those stolen bases were spread around. Snap throw to first base, lefty step-off move. Hires is back in. Very reminiscent of Steve Avery's move to first base. Runner again takes the lead and another throw over, this time kind of a lob toss. Hires again staying put. He did have a stolen base in the first. Baker reached via the base on balls, first inning. Stranded at second. Him stranded a pair in scoring position. Another throw to first base, and again, even Hires is back. Now, Hires has his share of stolen bases, but does not have the speed of his brother Matt. That's the single season stolen base record for Newton County. First pitch inside to Baker, 1-0. He couldn't garner an official total, but back in his senior season of 1994, Hires stole somewhere in the vicinity of 40 bases. Remember that high school teams play about a 25 to 30 game season. Another snap throw over, step off move, and again Hires diving back in. Well, Stephen Hires can brag when he walks. 2-0 pitch on the way. That's inside, ball 3. Millwood jumping out of the way of that offering. Brandon Smith on deck put a charge into a pop fly his last time, flying out to Luis Medina. 3-0 offering. Millwood taking all the way and trying to get the ball 4 call as he was walking away from that pitch again, trying to make it look inside, but the umpire would have none of that. Strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on it. Line about 6 inches away from us here. Press box, line right back this way. Runs it full, 3-2. The press box at Heritage built right up against the fence behind home plate. Gives us a terrific view of home plate and of the entire field. 3-2 on the way home. Here it is. Took it, and they call it strike 3. Inside corner at the knees. Millwood unhappy as he leaves the field, but striking out 2 in a row looking is Jason Heil. He has settled down, and at least for this inning has protected the Lovejoy lead. After 3.5 innings of play, Lovejoy leads the Rams by a score of 3-2. Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430 is brought to you by East Metro Communications. They've been a cellular agent for 10 years. That makes them the oldest cellular dealer in this area. It also makes them one of AirTouch Cellular's oldest agents. Thanks for joining us this evening for Newton Ram Baseball. We're at Heritage High School in Conyers, Georgia. And Kerry Gilstrap at the Newton Rams face the bottom of the 4th, trailing by 1. They'll face the bottom 3rd of the order. Well, Kerry Gilstrap doing it the economy way. 1 pitch and the final out of inning number 3 after Joey Smith ran out of gas and had trouble against the Lovejoy Wildcats in the 3rd. Got the first man out. Then Hunter singled. He walked Cockrell and hit Chris Ray. And then Josh Dubose and Brian Cronenberg with back-to-back base hits. Luis Medina will step to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice last time out. He followed by Dusty Hemmett and then Owen Williams. Rams have so far held the bottom 3rd of this order hitless. We'll see if that continues. First pitch, strike 1 on the fastball from Gilstrap, and Gilstrap pitching is the same scouting report as we give on his hitting or his running or his defense. Very gifted athlete who just needs to learn a few finer points of the game. We'll see the athleticism. Go 1, fastball right down the heart, strike 2. Kerry Gilstrap bringing nothing but heat. Beating around the bush, just coming right after Louis Medina. 0-2 pitch on the way home, another fastball, swing and a miss. First strikeout for Gilstrap, and a beautifully placed 0-2 pitch. Really, you couldn't place the ball any better. Using both halves of the plate, hitting the first 2 strikes, and then coming about 3 inches off the outside corner for strike 3. Medina had no choice but to go for that, and it's tough enough to go out and reach an outside fastball, but Gilstrap coming in with some heat couldn't catch up. Here's Dusty Hemmett. Fastball, strike called outside corner to Hemmett. It's 0-1. Gilstrap, the sophomore, takes a look in. Here's the 0-1 offering. Fastball swung on and bounced in the hole. Third baseman cutting across. Smith with the play in the dirt, but a good scoop from Stephen Hires. That's out number 2, and the second time that Hemmett has grounded out 5-3 in the scorebook. Smith ranging across, making the play. I don't think Easterday would have had a shot from the hole at shortstop. It wasn't hit that hard. Smith did come across, and credit Stephen Hires with a great scoop at first base. He's developed into a very good defensive first baseman. Now Owen Williams. Williams hitting the pop fly to center last inning. Gilstrap made the catch, and see what else Gilstrap can do with Owen Williams. First pitch is down low, ball 1. Gilstrap no messing around with his delivery either. Not a lot of wasted motion. The leg kick, hard leg drive, brings it home. Swing and a miss on the fastball, 1-1. Gilstrap looks like the hard thrower that this Ram team is missing here for 97. They've looked into him for a lot of pitching this year. Why? The 1-1 pitch. Strike called outside corner, make it 1-2. You can bet that the eyes of Joe Brassfield are very carefully analyzing Kerry Gilstrap right now. Puts Gilstrap on the spot. this bracket championship game. The 1-2 pitch, curveball. Couldn't get the break on it. That one almost hit Williams. He hit the dirt to get out of the way of that pitch. It curved back away from him. 2-2. Trap the wind, the 2-2 pitch, fastball, bounce toward Easterday, charges, makes the play, off balance throw, but he got him. East side, or rather Newton putting down Lovejoy, 1-2-3 here, bottom half of inning number 4. But Lovejoy maintains the lead. Your score is 3-2 after 4 innings of play. This is Newton Ram Baseball on WGFS AM 1430, and we are brought to you by the folks at East Metro Communications. They are your local source for cellular paging and also for two-way radio equipment. From Kenny Blue Field at Heritage High School, WGFS AM 1430 for Sports Theater, and we've proven once well, baseball hitter. This morning we brought you the Eastside Eagles and Forest Park Panthers. News not so fortunate as they went down 3-2, but tonight it's the Newton Rams and Lovejoy Wildcats. Right now, this news isn't fortunate either. The same score, 3-2. Brandon Smith will be the first to try to change all that here in the 5th. Still facing Jason Heil. Heil with the wind. Smith taking a look at the first strike. Right down the hard 0-1 after Smith. It's Gilstrap and Jarvis Johnson. Chris Ray gives the signal. Here's the 0-1. That went back to the screen. Bounced the curveball in front of home plate. 1-1. Well, now we know a little more about Mr. Kerry Gilstrap, and we know this much. Got the fastball, and now he's working on the curveball at least. He flattened one hitter with the curveball. That'll be a pitch I'm sure he'll be working on over time. 1-1 pitch, swung on and hit high, right field side. Second baseman Dubose on the edge of the outfield grass will have it. First out. Smith has popped out twice here. And now here is Gilstrap. Gilstrap also flied out to center last time. Two runs on, 2 hits for the Rams. The first 2 batters of the game for the Rams got hits, and that's been it. The only runners since then that have reached base have been the 5 free passes that Heil has issued to the Rams. High and tight with the first one. 1 ball, no strikes. No Brassfield standing literally in front of the third base dugout giving signs. Nowhere near the coach's box. There's the strike. Type corner. Wonder if he thinks Gilstrap is going to pull the ball foul because he's 30, 40 feet away from the third base coaching box. Swinging a foul ball back to the screen. 1-2. Gilstrap frustrated. Bangs the bat on home plate. Thought he had a chance there for a pitch to drive. See what he gets here with a count of 1-2. Johnson on deck. Lefty 1 for 1. 1-2 pitch. Fastball low. Even count. Glad you joined us throughout the day today for baseball coverage on WGFS. And of course, as both the Newton Rams and Eastside Eagles hit sub-region play, we'll be covering both schools down the stretch. 97, so don't you dare miss out on that. 2-2. Swung on, bounced toward the shortstop Keith Hunter on 2 hops. Charges, makes the play, low throw, and not able to scoop it out is Steve Jenkins. Gilstrap will be safe at first. Gilstrap would have been retired if that had been a good throw, so it'll be an error. Gilstrap reaching. That was a low throw from the shortstop Hunter, so E6, Gilstrap reaching. Now Jarvis Johnson. Johnson has 50% of the Ram hit output, a double in the first. Boone followed with a single. He's on deck. They'll go to first base. Keep Gilstrap close there. Of course, he got a lot of speed at first, so a lot of possibilities here. Left-handed batter up. Heil has had some trouble with him today. Might look for the straight steal. Snap throw over. Gilstrap diving back in this time. Might also see a hit and run. Jarvis Johnson, a very good contact hitter. And you're going to see a bunt up the first baseline, but it's a foul ball. And I was just thinking about that chance as the pitch came into Johnson. The fact that the first base runner, Jenkins, holding the man there, and the second baseman, Dubose, way back in his normal second base position, in fact, hitting Johnson a little deep. And Johnson decided, with all that territory down the first baseline, he'd try to lay one down. Couldn't lay it in good shape. It's no balls, 1 strike. to the Ram left fielder. And a snap throw. And we have about 20 first base coaches over on the third base side hollering back as in get back to the base whenever that pitcher steps off to throw back. 0-1 to Johnson. Again, they go to first base, and again, Gilstrap is back in. One thing is for sure, Jason Heil is fully aware there is a runner at first base. Lets everybody know that. Another throw over. Gilstrap back in. Johnson once again will await the 0-1 offering. Takes one up high, ball one. And with all that concentration on the runner at first base, you wonder how Heil will be reacting. He's throwing over several times per runner. And as you know, sometimes if a pitcher's concentration is partly on that base runner, it can take away from the concentration coming home. And again, they go to first base. Lovejoy doing it on the quantity scale. Just figure if they throw over enough times, maybe the runner will be going. Even count here to Johnson. Heil stop. Now fires, and that's a strike. On the outside corner, 1-2. Brassfield going through a set of signals. Out of the third base coaching box. Temperatures have stayed pretty warm for this evening's game. A little cooler this morning, up in the 70s today. Pitcher steps off, Harry Gilstrap. First base runner playing games with that pitcher for seemingly the last 10 minutes here. 1-2, low and outside, ball two. The pitch almost got by Chris Ray. And imagine how disappointed you would be if you were Jason Heil, throwing to first base and then having a pass ball, have that runner advance. 2-2, and they go over once again. Jenkins applies the tag late. Just time to wait. Johnson should be ready for this 2-2 pitch. Runner is going, and it's swung on and bounced right side. This one could be trouble. It's in no man's land. Pitcher late to cover. Every hand safe. Jarvis Johnson with a 60-foot base hit that will look like a line drive in the box score. With Gilstrap going, Johnson put it in the perfect position. The second baseman, Dubois, is absolutely in no position to cover. The pitcher, Heil, had fallen off toward the third base side, so he was late getting to the ball. It was hit more towards Steve Jenkins. The pitcher, Heil, and the first baseman, Jenkins, had some miscommunication. By the time Jenkins got to the ball, Heil had been standing there waiting and had to run, really, toward first base. Couldn't beat Jarvis Johnson down there. Gilstrap at second and Johnson at first. Rams with a chance to get back in this one with Ryan Moon. Moon is 1 for 2. Swings at this one and drives it high to right field. Jeremy Cockrell going back on it. Has a beat on it, makes the catch. Tagging at second is Gilstrap. That'll move him up. So the deep fly ball by Moon allows the Ram pitcher to take third base. The runners at the corners. However, with 2 down, we'll need something big off the bat of Matt Easterday, with Rams still trailing by 1. Easterday is 0 for 1, and Lovejoy's coach and the pitcher, Jason Heil, will have a discussion. In fact, this will involve the entire infield. They'll go in for a conference. Great chance for us to tell you about the return of one of your favorites, a contest on the WGFS involving baseball action. We like to call it the Hard Luck Cafe Wing Ding Inning. This is the way it works. We want you to send us some entries. Get a note card and put on it your name, address, and telephone number. Send it to us at WGFS, the Wing Ding Inning, P.O. Box 869, Covington, Georgia, 30210, or bring it to our studios on Hendrick Street. You can also bring entries by the Hard Luck Cafe. We'll have a half inning every game, and we'll be drawing entries for each hitter. If a hitter hits a home run, then the person who sent in the entry receives hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. You can win as many as 100 hot wings, and if you've never had Hard Luck Cafe hot wings, I suggest it very highly. Easterday digs in, first pitch in the dirt, and Chris Ray with a very good stop behind the plate. Gary Gilstrap could easily have come across if that one had gotten past the Lovejoy catcher. We'll be starting up the wing-ding inning very soon, so look for your chance to win those hot wings from the Hard Luck Cafe. 1-0 pitch, belted to left center field, going back on it, will not have a beat as Williams, it's over his head, 1 run will score. This thing is tied, they're going to send Jarvis Johnson. Here's the throw to the plate, not in time. Rams with the lead, 4-3. Matt Easterday hit a frozen rope to left center, second hit of the inning, 4th of the game. A pair of runs driven in, and Joe Brassfield staying aggressive there as the third base coach deciding to go ahead and send Johnson. And the throw in was not in time, so 4-3. Newton Rams have now taken the lead. And again, when you look for a comeback, you look for one of your senior leaders to do it. And who better than the shortstop, Matt Easterday, who has been with this team since that 1994 season. Lane Floyd going to dig in now with Easterday leading away from second. Takes the first pitch low, and again, Ray makes a nice stop. 1 ball, no strikes. Floyd is 0 for 2. Took strike 3 last time out. Of course, with that 94 Ram team, Easterday, a reserve player who saw just a few at-bats. As the years went along, became a mainstay, and is that now for the Rams. 1-0 count. Kyle a long look back. 1-0 pitch, popped up behind his foul. Up at 1-1. So the 4th hit becomes the biggest so far for the Newton Rams at Easterday. Drives in Gilstrap, drives in Jarvis Johnson. Now Kerry Gilstrap will have the chance in the bottom half of the 5th to come back on with the lead. Floyd awaiting the 1-1 offering, lefty versus lefty here. Heil delivers. Swinging a foul. Floyd barely getting a piece of that off-speed pitch. Joey Smith started this game for the Newton Rams, pitched 2 2/3 innings, but could not get out of that third. Gilstrap has come in, been very effective since then. The ball, 2 strikes to Floyd. Another senior, 1 of 10 from this Newton Ram team. Certainly no lack of senior leadership here. Going to throw back to second base, and credit Keith Hunter with keeping that one from going into center field. He had to reach to the first base side of the bag. Easterday got back in. 2 in the first, 2 more here in the 5th. 4 runs now on 4 hits. Lovejoy with 3 runs on 3 hits. All of those coming in the 3rd, and all 3 against Joey Smith. Ray with the signal. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That one just missed outside. 2-2 now to the Ram catcher. Lovejoy may be setting him up with that outside pitch. They try to come back inside. 2-2. No, they went back outside, and they call it strike 3. Floyd takes the bat and cracks it against the batting helmet in disgust. That pitch from here looks farther outside than the one called ball 2. Nonetheless, he goes down, Floyd does, for the 2nd time looking in this game. Good news, though, for the Rams. 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. 1 man left on base, and it's the Rams back on top now by a score of 4-3 as we have played 4.5 from Danny Blue Field at Heritage High School. This is Ram Baseball on WGFS, brought to you by East Metro Communications, selected as EarTouch Cellular's Agent of the Year in the small market category. That's the 4th time EMC has received this award. And we're back from Danny Blue Field, Heritage High School, Rogers, Georgia. These Heritage Patriots that are not here, of course, they were in the first place practice down at Jonesboro High School. They've dropped down to AAA. Newton Rams, of course, staying up in Quad A as are Lovejoy, and the teams go head-to-head with a score of 4-3 as we go to the bottom half of inning number 5. Kevin Holden doing your play-by-play here this afternoon. Solo for the 2nd time today. Gilstrap, line, first pitch to Hunter, thought about bunting, took one up high. And again, another fastball from Kerry Gilstrap. My guess is, until Lovejoy catches up with this fastball, they'll probably stick with really about 90% fastballs here from Gilstrap. Line to the 1-0 pitch. Going and hit hard down the right field line. This one could be trouble, and it bounces just foul. Richard Stahl had given chase. Probably about a foot foul, 1-1. 1-0 Welcome back, and we are back from Danny Blue Field, Heritage High School in Conyers. Top half of the sixth inning here for the Rams as they try to add to the lead that they have given Kerry Gilstrap. They're up 4-3. They'll start this thing off with Stephen Hires. The Hires will see Mink and Millwood. Hires without an official at bat so far this afternoon. He has walked twice. Line and the delivery, fouled right back this way. Could be a catch on that. Fence in front of me, however. We'll let that stay there for protection. No balls, one strike. Hires 1 for 2 in stolen bases. So walks and stolen base attempts, the name of the game. Ram first sacker so far this evening. Curveball hits the dirt and bounces away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hires last year a very patient hitter at home plate. In fact, some might have even said too patient. One of the leaders on this team in both walks and strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Inside, ball 2. Very good to take some pitches and let the pitcher develop the count and see if he'll throw strikes, but sometimes you can get yourself in too much trouble, take too many. 2-1. That one misses low, 3-1. Of course, Hires today has had no trouble taking pitches as he may be about to receive his 3rd free pass of the day. Lefty versus righty, he digs in. Here's the 3-1 offering. And that's low, ball 4. So Stephen Hires has had pretty much a free day, walking to first base all 3 times. Now the question is, will he be going as he was in the 1st and in the 4th? I think Brassfield would like to help out his pitcher, Kerry Gilstrap, take him to more than the 1-run lead, so look for some kind of play on here with Doyle Baker up. Baker will walk in the 1st and a strikeout in the 4th. And again, you've got a lot of different possibilities here. Baker is a good contact hitter, leaving the hit and run possibility open. Hires leads away over at first base. They go that way, and he'll be back in. Have a feeling that Heil, if he stays true to form, will be keeping a very close track of the runner at first. Chris Ray gives the signal. Time coming home. First pitch, Ray with a good stop, keeping it in front, and then the dirt. 3 factors contribute to the hit and run. The pitcher's control is very important. Much easier to hit and run against the pitcher with good control. It's one point where good control actually helps the offense. Of course, you've got to look at the speed of the runner and the contact of looking in the 4th. Digs in here. And again, with 1 out, same type of situation. Millwood with a little less varsity hitting experience than Doyle Baker. But you could make a case for maybe a hit and run here. Hires dives back in as the throw once again goes to first base. Jason Heil and Steve Jenkins probably know each other very well from their throws back and forth. Playing a leisurely game of catch all afternoon. Millwood, big cut, but he comes up short. It's 0-1. Josh Millwood taking a look at the Rockdale sports sign out there in left center field. Like he was aiming for it there with that cut. Sign, now the stretch. And Heil delivers the 0-1 pitch that almost hit him. Runner heads for second base, and the tag. Hires no, he's out. Hires got out of the way of the tag, dove around the base. He was safe at first, but then tagged out for unassisted. What an unusual play. The throw was in front of the second base bag, and so in order for Hires to get there, Hires had to go around to the outfield side of the bag, diving around the tag. Well, he did that. Unfortunate thing is his momentum carried him right off the bag, so as soon as he left the second base bag, Josh Dubose tagged him out. 2-1 pitch to Millwood, missing low, 3-1. So Hires ended up stealing second base, but then tagged out as soon as he got there. After Millwood is Brandon Smith. Millwood will need to reach base, and he has done just that, receiving the base on balls. That is number 7 in the free pass department. Second this inning. Brassfield comes to home plate. We may see a pinch runner for Millwood at first base. No, we're going to see a pinch hitter, pardon me, for Brandon Smith. It's like Jay Kirkham coming to home plate. Check that. It's Ryan Lee coming into pinch hit. Lee has been starting the last several games, but Doyle Baker got the starting nod in right field here this afternoon. Baker eventually moved to left. Ryan Lee come in and hit. He wearing the uniform number of Richie Cleary, old Ram hurler, and when he wasn't pitching, first baseman or left fielder. And of course, one of the more dangerous fastball hitters we have seen here at Newton High School in a long time. Pitchers just eventually learned not to throw in fastballs because Cleary could turn on the fastball. Had to end up learning how to hit the breaking pitch. He saw nothing but them for a while. Lee takes the first pitch, meanwhile, for strike one. Ryan Lee, Thursday, is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Swings and misses at the inside fastball, making it 0 and 2. So Jason Heil quickly ahead of the pinch hitter Lee. This probably means the end of the day for Brandon Smith. 0-2 pitch to Lee. Over but low. Makes it a ball and 2 strikes. Might see a little of Ryan Lee. Round in the early going here, but Johnson being picked off there off of first base to end the second inning. So the aggressiveness a little too aggressive this time. No runs, no hit, no errors, no one left. Followed by Steve Jenkins and Luis Medina against Jeremy Johnson. So Johnson into the game, the third pitcher of the evening for the Rams. Side armor, wheels and deals, and the ball bounces in front of home plate. A fair ball. Johnson will take it and throw to Hires for the out. Jeremy Johnson, the sidearm righty that Don Shepard, sidearmer with lots of movement. He has pitched the last 2 innings of almost every game that the Rams have played. Done the last 2 of every game we've announced on WGFS. We've done 3 Newton Ram broadcasts, and in all 3, Johnson has come in close affairs and done a very good job. He gets Cronenberg, fooled him, and got him to bounce back to the mound. There's that low curveball, the off-speed catches for strike one. Johnson throws the variety of off-speed stuff, a lot of movement, tails in or away from a righty. This one rolled towards second baseman Ryan Moon. He's there. And he throws on to first for the out. So Johnson making quick work here of the Lovejoy Wildcats. 2 quick outs. Luis Medina will be the hitter. He's 0 for 2. And we have a new hitter here, a pitch hitter for Medina. See what McCarty can do against Jeremy Johnson. Johnson against Forest Park in his 2 innings. Give up only an unearned run on 1 hit. He struck out 1. So an impressive performance for him last time out. Fires 1 in, low and inside, ball 1. Johnson is a junior, so the Rams will benefit from his services for this year and next. 97. I think there are very few, if any, doubts about the hitting depth of this. Pitching that will be the key. There's a strike inside corner, 2 and 2. But Coach, isn't it always that way?
Well, yeah, you know, got to have pitching. If we throw it over the plate and make the defensive plays behind them, we'll be okay. That's what remains to be seen.
2-2 pitch, bounced toward third baseman Brandon Smith. He made a play behind his pitcher and a nice throw, and they got him for out number 1. So the importance this year much more should be on the defensive side of things because Richie Cleary and Luke Allen, let's face it, they were strikeout kind of specialists. They could blow away hitters, and there isn't a pitcher who necessarily just blows away hitters on the team.
No, you're right. We're young pitching, and with you that coming in, we're hoping that they can just make people put it in play, and we make the plays behind them. And if we do that, we'll go.
Here's Steve Jenkins. He takes the first one, ball 1. Smith against Tri-Cities went 3 innings of no-hit baseball. In fact, Doyle Baker came on to pitch the last inning. That was a no-hitter. It's such a rough night if you were a Tri-Cities fan. Pitch outside, 2-0. Rams scored 20 the first inning and came across with 27-0 no-hit victory. The righty, closed stance, pointed toward right center field. 2-0 pitch on the way to it. Thought about going, took it for ball 3.
Always up front. Stays up there, maybe in trouble. Hopefully he'll get it down and get the ground.
promptly retired him, caught stealing, and then got the next 5 out, including 2 strikeouts. 2-0 pitch. That curveball sailing outside, ball 3. McCarty digs back in. Dusty Hemet on deck. Inside, ball 4. So on 4 pitches, he walks the pinch hitter. So Forest Park's head coach pulls the right string, makes the right decision. Man draws the base on ball. And a pinch runner at first base, and we're back to this same at number 32 pinch runner who's been making the fashion statement earlier this evening. Doesn't look like he has one leg up and one leg down. One stocking up, one stocking down like he did before. One's still a little bit higher than the other, but not quite to the extreme that he had earlier in this game. A Dusty Hemet will dig in. That runner leading away at first base here, running for McCarty. Sidearm offering inside, ball 1. Johnson came in with the sidearm fastball that time. Lane Floyd giving a set of signals. 2 down here in the bottom half of the 6th. This one is driven towards center field. Going to be a long run for Kerry Gilstrap. A diving stop, can't make the play. Rounding second, heading for third. Lovejoy runner, and we'll have first and third on the single by Dusty Hemet. Drove that one deep to right center field. Gilstrap unable to make the play. Will Baker had to grab it and throw it back in. So first and third, 2 down, and now it will be up to Johnson to bear down here with a 1-run lead against Owen Williams. Williams 0 for 2. Crucial batter in this game here for the Rams. Played 2 in the first and 2 more in the 5th, and trying to hold on for dear life here. 4-3 to be the crucial batter of the game. First pitch to him, inside, ball 1. If Johnson can retire Owen Williams, get out of this first and third jam, Rams will have one more chance maybe to put some runs on the scoreboard. They have first up for them Kerry Gilstrap and then Jarvis Johnson. Between them, they have 3 of the 4 Newton Ram runs, so the chance of them scoring another run a little greater than with the rest of the order. Williams is set, so is Johnson. That one a strike on the inside corner. Good location. 1-1. It'll be up to Johnson to try to get out of situations just like this throughout 1997. They have inherited the job of closer. 1-1 pitch. Thought about going after it. Now check the base umpire who says he did not go around. Well, the pitch just a little bit high, 2-1. And of course, Brassfield keeping a close eye on how Johnson handles this situation. How people do here will help define roles when the sub-region schedule starts. The 2-1 pitch is on the way. That one bounced toward Ryan Moon. He will flip toward his shortstop, and Easterday takes it. Remember, Ryan Moon in 19 and 96 did not make a single error the entire season at second base. Pretty much an unheard of feat from a second baseman, and he is back, hoping to do the same here in 97. No runs, 1 hit, 2 men left on base for Lovejoy. Johnson gets out of the jam, and as we head to the 7th, the Rams are still with the lead. Your score is 4-3. It is Ram Baseball on WGFS. East Metro Communications brings you Ram Baseball. They are your local source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. And welcome back to Danny Blue Field, Heritage High School. Shannon Rappold in. The Lovejoy Wildcats here for the bottom half of the 6th, top half of the 7th, check that. Jason Heil going 6 innings, faced a total of 27 batters, gave up 4 runs. Rams so far in this game with 4 hits. Heil walked 7. He struck out 5, and again, an incredible feat, striking out all 5 looking. There wasn't a single swinging strikeout by the Rams all night long. So Rappold getting set to face the Newton Rams here in the 7th, and they'll start it out with Kerry Gilstrap. Gilstrap came in, pitched a brilliant 2 1/3 innings, giving up 1 hit and striking out 3, but having no damage done against him, with the exception of that single. Starkle did steal second, but was stranded there as Gilstrap bore down to strike out Ray and Dubose. And so Gilstrap, who got the Rams through the middle stages of this game, will try to put his mark on the late stages here. as he comes up to lead off inning number 7. Here he did score last time out after reaching on an error by Keith Hunter. Came around to score on the double by Matt Easterday. First pitch of the game by Shannon Rappold. A little bit low to Gilstrap, 1-0. Sophomore followed by a pair of seniors. Johnson and Boone hoping Gilstrap can get on base. They can drive him in and extend this lead. Make things a little more comfortable. Strike one. Right down the pipe, it's 1-1. Newton Rams going 3-1 in their regular bracket. They won their first game today, 11-0 in 5 innings. That was over the Seminoles of Salem High School. The 1-1 pitch curveball. That one caught it, and a good curveball, 1-2. Nice break on that one. Started inside, but off the heart of the plate. So the Rams, if they can hold on here, win the best of the seconds, so to speak. These are all second-place teams from their respective brackets of the South Metro. Another curveball. Gilstrap wanted to go around on that. They'll check the base umpire, who says he did not go. In fact, Chris Ray had gone ahead and applied the tag to Gary Gilstrap just in case he had gone around. But he held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line and the pitch home. Called strike 3, outside corner. And I think Chris Ray helping out Shannon Rappold there, setting up that target right there around the outside corner. And the fact that Rappold hit the target probably meant as much as the location of that pitch. A good one from Shannon Rappold. That'll knock out Kerry Gilstrap. Jarvis Johnson, 2 for 2 with a walk, steps to the plate. He's been one of the heroes for the Rams here tonight. Curveball, inside ball 1. Well, one thing's for sure, Shannon Rappold throws curveball with terrific movement. Very good break on it. Now the Ram hitters can adjust to the curveball specialist. That one was a fastball, but up high. So Johnson still has half the hits and half the runs. So the count to Johnson. Takes this one inside corner for a strike, 2-1. One of the improvements they made here at Danny Blue Field over the last few years to put in a brand new scoreboard showing runs, hits, and errors and the scores by inning. Reminds you a lot of a college field scoreboard. 2-1 pitch. Strike called outside corner, make it 2-2. A lot of the high school fields in Georgia still have the trademark Coca-Cola scoreboard. This one, brand new scoreboard and very nice. A lot of improvements being made here. 2-2, the curveball, trying to catch that outside corner, but just missed 3-2. Shannon Rappold, not a lot of velocity, relies on the movement of that off-speed pitch. Jarvis Johnson awaiting the payoff pitch. Here it is. He swings and misses, and they came after him. Rappold did with a fastball. That is the first time tonight that a Newton Ram hitter has gone down swinging. Of the 7 strikeouts by the Ram team, the only one that's been a swinging strike 3. In fact, Gilstrap, who was struck out to start the 7th inning, struck out looking. Now Ryan Moon, he's 1 for 3. Could have scored in the first inning, but was caught stealing third. Lined in the first one, a curveball that drops low and outside. Moon has put that on the ball for a couple of fly balls tonight, 1 to center and 1 to right. 3rd and 5th, respectively. Now gets his chance here in the 7th. 2 down, and if you're looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th, Jeremy Johnson gets the top of the Lovejoy order. Pitch swung on and bounced toward the right side, and Dubose will come on, make a good play, and a good throw to first base. So Shannon Rappold did his job for the Lovejoy Wildcats, retiring the Rams 1-2-3. Now let's see if Jeremy Johnson can come on and do his job. Bottom half of the 7th coming up in the last chance for Lovejoy with your score, 4-3 Rams. Ram Baseball is brought to you on WGFS, your sports leader by East Metro Communications. They've been a cellular agent for 10 years. That makes them the oldest cellular dealer in this area and one of AirTouch Cellular's oldest agents. We're back for a bottom half of the 7th. The safe chance here for Jeremy Johnson. His 1-0 offering hits Keith Hunter. Hit him on the shoulder. Hunter hustling down to first base. Johnson using that movement, but that one got away from him inside. We've started the bottom half of the seventh. The Rams, a 4-3 lead here, and a chance to wrap up the second place bracket championship at the South Metro tournament. It's not where a lot of these Ram folks would like to be. They'd love to be in that first place championship bracket in the same type of situation. They're used to it. Remember that there is no player on the field who has played for the Rams before that cannot remember when they weren't South Metro champions. They have been 5 years running. Jeremy Cockrell, the hitter, and he was looking to bunt. It's a strike, but it got past past Lane Floyd, allowing the runner to move up to second base. And they're saying now that one hit him. No, they're not. The home plate umpire is telling him to come back. He went all the way down to first base, and the home plate umpire had motioned for that to be a strike, so I'm not exactly sure why Cockrell went to first base. But the home plate ump is calling him back, and Lovejoy's third base coach, with a few words for the home plate umpire, they're ruling that it was a strike, and I think that they're trying to get a catcher's interference called on Floyd. We saw a very interesting situation just like that in the seventh inning with Eastside and Forest Park, where a pop fly to right field that was a routine out became a runner reaching on catcher's interference and caused what would have been an easy 3-1 win to be a very tight 3-2 ball game that the Eastside nearly came back and won. So Cockrell will have strike one. Johnson, from the stretch, takes a look at that man at second base, and the pitch. This one's rolled over toward the first baseman. Hires, he will keep it himself, wins the foot race to the bag for out number one, but that advances the runner. And I think the base umpire is calling the man safe at first base. Exactly what he's going to do, and Joe Brassfield, in utter disbelief, is going to go out and discuss things with the base umpire, who has said that Jeremy Cockrell was safe at first base. Folks, from up here, I called the man out, not even looking at the umpire's call, which is if Hires had won the race to the bag. Umpire did not think so. The runner's at first and third now, and Brassfield, of course, will lose this argument with the base umpire, but he cannot believe it. Going to call in his infield for a conference here, as already just in a couple of pitches, the Rams in serious trouble here. Bottom half of the seventh, and Lovejoy, the home team for this game, so remember that if that man at first, Jeremy Cockrell, comes around to score, that's the end of your ball game. Well, Cockrell will get the base hit. Hunter will be at third base, so first and third with no one out. And of course, they'll stick with Jeremy Johnson. They need him in this situation as a closer to step it up. And he'll do so against the middle of the Lovejoy order. Chris Ray first up, 0 for 2. Was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the third, but he has struck out twice. After Ray is Josh Dubose, who also struck out his last time. Johnson takes a look at first and a look at third. Runner going on the first pitch. They're bunting. The throw to first by Johnson. In time. Here's the throw home. It's high. They got a man going to third, but no one is covering. Lovejoy comes across with the run. The sacrifice works to perfection. Coming home is Keith Hunter on the 1-3 ground out. And it's safe at third base is Jeremy Cockrell. And I think the man who came home, Keith Hunter, is down around the on-deck circle of the Lovejoy Wildcats, being tended to by his team and now both his coaches. I think that was Hunter, the man who was coming home from third, who scored on the play, and not sure exactly what happened. He apparently okay enough to get from home plate 3/4 of the way back to the dugout, but then just down now. I don't think he collapsed. I think he just got hurt and maybe was limping back toward the dugout and just fell there. Apparently he's okay. Gets a hand from both sides. But we are tied at 4 and maybe headed for extra innings here. Runner at third, now with one down. On the ground out going to third is Jeremy Cockrell, and that is the go-ahead run. And Newton is going to intentionally walk Josh Dubose. He receives the intentional base on balls, and so will the next man, Brian Cronenberg. So Joe Brassfield electing to put the next two men on base. So with one out, sets up several different possibilities. Rams can play the infield in now. The double play possibility is still there. It would probably need to be a force out at home followed by a play at first base. but the double play chance is still there. Ryan Moon and Lane Floyd, second baseman and catcher, going to talk some strategy here. Brassfield electing to put runners at first and second through 2 straight intentional bases on balls. One good thing about it in high school ball is the fact that you don't have to physically throw those 4 pitches. In this case, those 8 pitches, you just put the men on base. Bases loaded, Lovejoy Wildcats tie ball game. Johnson, runner was faking the go for home plate. First pitch, inside, ball 1. Jeremy Cockrell about halfway down the line at third base, looking to draw the balk from Johnson. Thumb set with the bases loaded. Stretch, 1-0 pitch, swinging a pop fly, foul out of play. Evens it up at 1-1. Remember that a sacrifice fly wins the game for Lovejoy. A base hit wins it for him. So it is important for Johnson to either get a ground ball here or strike this man out. That's it's imperative. The Rams are hoping to hold on to this game and send it into extra innings. Otherwise, they go home as the second place team in this bracket. Once again, the runners lead away. Ram infield in all the way around, swinging a bouncer foul down the third base side, make it 1-2. If Johnson can strike out Jenkins, then the situation gets a tremendous amount easier. At least for the Rams. They still have to avoid the base hit, but then any kind of out would end the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cockrell at third, Dubose at second, Cronenberg at first. They lead away the 1-2 pitch. Looking for the bunt, the suicide squeeze, and they got it. At home plate, he could not hit the ball. It's a strike him out, throw him out on a suicide squeeze. And the end of the inning here for the Rams, or at least we thought so. Yeah, come off the field, guys. You just got to strike him out, throw him out on a squeeze. Matt Easterday fired up as he pats Lane Floyd, the catcher. Lane Floyd colliding with the runner coming home, Jeremy Cockrell. They tried the suicide squeeze and got a double play out of it. A strikeout and 2 unassisted on the double play. Folks, let's have some extra baseball for your buck. We're headed for the 8th inning. Tied at 4. Ram Baseball on WGFS. Brought to you by the folks at East Metro Communications, Covington's authorized agent for AirTouch Cellular, your source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. Welcome back to Danny Blue Field here at Heritage High School. And for the 8th inning here, tied at 4. Matt Easterday takes the first one inside, ball 1. Got that extra energy now from the Ram third base sideline as they are into this game. We haven't seen this kind of excitement from the Rams yet this year in any game. 1-0 taken inside, ball 2. Ram fans also into it. Lovejoy with a run in the bottom of the 7th. Looked like they were going to come out with the victory. Brassfield intentionally walked 2 to load the bases. Then a strikeout on a failed suicide squeeze, and the man was tagged out, coming home to end the inning. Foul ball right side out of play, makes it 2-1. Been a nice long day for baseball. We started our broadcast day at Morrow High School. Finished this one up at Heritage 10 hours later. 2-1 pitch, again inside, ball 3. Shannon Rappold out there for his second full inning. Shut down the Rams 1-2-3 in the 7th, his first full inning. Can imagine Easterday might be taking here 3-1. We'll wait and see. Now he's swinging and he bounces a 2-hopper, a liner. Keith Hunter bobbles it for just a moment. High throw, pulls the first baseman off the bag, and Easterday is safe. See what the official score has to say about that. He's 6. Hunter, with the high throw, puts Easterday at first base. Didn't know if our official scorer thought Easterday might be safe at first base. We'll go with that. And an error on the shortstop, allowing Easterday to reach. Lane Floyd now steps up. And would he ever like a big hit here? He's had a little trouble with it tonight. He's 0 for 3. 2 strikeouts. Rappold throws to first base. Easterday is back in. Exciting baseball action. Had a 1-run ball game that was decided on the last play of the game this morning. They have the same kind of thing here this evening. Pitch low and outside to Floyd. After Lane, we'll see Stephen Hires. Hires still without an official at bat. Been up 3 times, walked 3 times. Runner not going, ground ball back up the middle, could be a double play ball. 1, 6, 3, double play. Lovejoy fired up in the middle infield as they turn it on the Newton Rams. And a good play by the pitcher, Shannon Rappold. Got that ball to shortstop a little quick, but Hunter immediately with the turn and the fire to first base. They turn it 1-6-3. 2 down now for Hires. So what might have been a Ram rally now may take a little air out of their sails with the 1-6-3 double play. Lovejoy will have the bottom third of their order, 2 up. The bottom half of inning number 8. We'll see if Brassfield elects to stay with Jeremy Johnson for the 8th inning. He has pitched 2 innings already, and Coach Brassfield has kept his pitchers right around 2 1/3 innings each tonight. 2 2/3 for Smith, 2 1/3 for Gilstrap, not wanting to work one pitcher too much. And now Stephen Hires. Line by Rappold. He brings it home. Curveball caught the inside corner for strike 1. On deck is Baker, who's 0 for 2, but he did walk in the first inning. An exciting affair. Got both sets of fans all still here and pretty much into it as we're in the 8th inning. That pitch high, 1-1. But this is what you would expect from the championship game of a bracket of the South Metro Tournament. This is the type of game you like to have for a championship game. Swinging a high drive to right center field. Cockrell going back, Medina going back. Still going back, it bounces off the wall. Around second is Hires, he stays put with the double, the 2-out double, and that double play now turned by the Wildcats enormous. Without it, the Rams probably would have the lead right now. Hires standing at second base, Baker is next. And the home plate umpire has a few words for Joe Brassfield. I think I know what that was about. Most of the Newton Ram team, when Hires hit that ball, went charging for home plate, so they were almost out on there onto the field of play after that ball was hit. So Brassfield making sure they stay back. Now it's up to Doyle Baker to drive the run in with a big hit here. Stretch by Rappold, his first pitch to Baker, right down there for strike 1. So Hires, after walking 3 straight times, drives one deep and 0 for 5 or 10 feet there. Might have had that ball go off the scoreboard, and you would have had a Ram lead. 0-1 is low. Again with the curveball, 1-1. Doyle Baker's last hit, an RBI double against Forest Park Thursday in the 3rd inning. It was a drive to right center. Looked like he was going that way this time. Swings and misses. It bounces away, but Hires stays put. A ball, 2 strikes. Noise galore down the third base line. The Newton Ram dugout really into this action here after understanding the importance of winning this ball game. Tied at 4 here in the 8th. Rappold takes a look at second, now steps off. Hires will walk back to the bag there. After Baker is Millwood. Millwood received a base on balls his last time. Rams with only 4 hits in this game, make that 5. The pitch comes inside to Hires, or to Baker rather, making 2 balls, 2 strikes. The deuce is wild on the scoreboard. 2 down, 2-2. Baker swings and pops one up into shallow center field. On the run is Medina. He makes the catch. Rams go down here in the 8th inning. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. That man erased thanks to a huge double play that keeps this one tied at 4. You're listening to, and I mean this, exciting Newton Ram baseball on WGFS AM 1430. We are brought to you by the folks at East Metro Communications, selected as AirTouch Cellular's Agent of the Year in the small market category. That's the 4th time East Metro has received that award. Go to the bottom half of inning number 8 as we get a little bit of free baseball here. We're tied at 4. This championship game of the 2nd place bracket of the South Metro Tournament. Matt Lee is the first man up. He was hitting for Shannon Rappold. Was inserted into that number 7 spot on the batting order. Lee takes the first one for a strike from Jeremy Johnson, who is out there for his 3rd inning of work. Righty versus righty. The pitch on the way. That's a strike on the outside corner. Make it 0-2. Johnson coming out, hitting the corner as well here to start the 8th. Ram closer winds and he deals. Goes behind Matt Lee. Back to the screen. That curveball with not a lot of bite on it. A ball, 2 strikes. After Lee, it's Dusty Hemmett and then Owen Williams. We may be headed for a full 9-inning game here. Curveball outside, ball 2. Johnson dropped way down and tried to spin one around that outside corner, but dropped it out past the corner. Lane Floyd giving the signal. Johnson delivers. And the ball is rolled toward Matt Easterday at shortstop. He's got it. Low throw, but Hires with it. Good dig right there, and the first out. The bottom half of inning number 8 as he grounds out 6-3 in the scorebook. 1 down. Here's Dusty Hemmett. What an exciting action we have had here this evening. 7th inning run from Lovejoy sends this to extra innings. Line by Johnson. First pitch on the way home. That one on one hop. Off the glove of Stephen Hires. Moon is going to hit his pitcher, and they got him at first base. Stephen Hires with the range to his right had the ball bounce off his mitt. Ryan Moon recovered. Jeremy Johnson was there just in time. And you won't find a lot of 3-4-1 groundouts in your scorebook, but you do right here. As the Rams retire, Dusty Hemmett. That'll put a little spark into the Newton Rams. That potential base runner is thwarted. And here's Owen Williams. Johnson winds, brings the first one home to Williams. Strike 1 on a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Johnson coming on strong here for the Rams in the 9th inning, bottom third of their order. 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Rams. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors for Lovejoy. Looking for the bunt, and popped the bunt up foul all the way behind the screen. I don't know how he managed to do that, but Owen Williams got under that one tremendously and popped it all the way out of play on the bunt. 0-2. Jeremy Johnson, since coming in, has allowed only 2 hits. 3 walks, but 2 of those were intentional. He did hit a man. He has struck out 1. I think he wouldn't mind making it 2. The wind and the pitch. Did he go? They will check the base umpire. He went. That's the second strikeout for Johnson. He got it, and that'll put an end to the 8th inning. In the 8th, nothing doing for Lovejoy. Let's go to the 9th. We are still tied at 4 apiece. The second place round championship game of the South Metro Tournament goes to a 9th inning, tied at 4. Ram Baseball on WGFS. We're brought to you by East Metro Communications, your local source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. Now, when the gods of baseball created this game for extra innings, they should have realized that our scorebooks are only so long and they can only fit so many innings. What I'm trying to say is we've got extra baseball here from Danny Blue Field at Heritage High School, and we've run out of room in our scorebook, so we'll just have to make do. But we've reached the 9th inning, and we're tied at 4. So enjoy this free baseball. Bill Wood will lead it off for the Rams here in the 9th. And Medina now into pitch here for the Lovejoy Wildcats. Luis Medina in for Shannon Rappold. Rappold pitched 2 innings. Now Medina is in. And the first pitch up high to Millwood, ball 1. After Millwood, we'll see probably Brandon Smith and then Kerry Gilstrap. Swing and a miss from Millwood, taking the big cut. Making a ball and a strike to him. 4 runs for both sides, 6 hits for both sides. Lovejoy has committed a pair of errors. The Rams errorless ball so far. 1-1 offering curveball, swung on and hit high in the air, left side. Dusty Hemmett, third baseman, has it, calls for it, makes the catch. That's out number 1. With Millwood gone, here's Brandon Smith. Smith was lifted for pinch hitter Ryan Lee, but through the magic of high school baseball rules, was re-entered into the game. It has a chance to hit here once again. Brandon Smith digs back in. First pitch, pretty close, but outside, ball one. Smith was 0 for 2 before being lifted. Lee struck out looking, so Brassfield not finding much relief with the pinch hitter, goes back with Smith here. Takes a look at the curveball, strike one around the outside corner. Bases loaded for the Newton Rams. We're in the ninth inning from Danny Blue Field at Heritage High School. And nice, exciting final game here of the South Metro Tournament for both the Newton Rams and the Wildcats, Lovejoy High School. Dusty Hemmett is in to pitch, and Mason Mercure is in at third base, where Hemmett was originally playing, so Medina removed from the game. Got 2 outs quickly, and then gave up the single to Gilstrap, and has proceeded to walk both Johnson and Moon. Bases loaded now with 2 down. So Matt Easterday, the chance to come through here for the Rams. He has reached base 3 of his 4 times to the plate. And that's all they need, is someone to reach base. Remember, a base on balls would give the Rams the lead. A hit or someone reaching on an error, and Easterday has done all 3 of those. He walked in the first, doubled in the 5th, reached on an error in the 8th. And up again here, in a huge chance here in the 9th, but with 2 down. It will take something from Easterday to get it done. He is the man, and the spotlight shines on him right now. Hemmett winds and delivers. That ball nearly hit him inside. That's another way to score a run. 1 ball, no strikes. Gary Gilstrap leads away from third. Jarvis Johnson, the man at second. Ryan Moon is the man at first. Swinging a foul back to the screen, evens the count at 1-1. Taking a look ahead to the bottom half of the 9th inning. Lovejoy goes back to the top of the order. And remember that Jeremy Johnson would be entering his 4th inning of pitching. Not used to pitching that many innings. Wind the 1-1. Strike called. Knees at the outside corner. It's 1-2. Easterday in the hole now, 1-2. Ram fans down the third base line give their cheer. You can hear it also from the Ram dugout. 1-2 pitch, takes it low, 2-2. And that's pressure. And it's amazing, really, to be in a situation like that, to be able to keep the level head. You're in a situation with the bases loaded, with 2 strikes on you and 2 outs, able to take a pitch close to the plate. 2-2 pitch, swings and grounds, one is past the third baseman, that's a base hit. 1 run will score, here comes Johnson, the throw to the plate, offline, and the Rams have scored 2. A single from Matt Easterday, and it's 6-4 in favor of the Rams, and the fans going crazy on the Newton Rams sideline as it's Matt Easterday coming through with a big base hit. Singled into left field, Moon all the way to third, and Easterday alertly taking second on the throw home. So second and third, but Matt Easterday comes through. Look for that man to come through in a clutch throughout the 97 baseball season. In fact, if you had to pick one guy to go up there in the clutch situation like that to come through on this team, my vote would probably be Easterday. And that's not just because he just did this. I would have picked him even before that at bat. Swing by Floyd and a deep drive to left field. Going back, Owen Williams. At the edge of the track near the wall, Owen Williams makes the catch. Lane Floyd gave the ball a tremendous ride to the opposite field. But the catch from Owen Williams puts an end here to the 9th inning. But a very good one for the Rams. 2 runs on 2 hits. No errors, 2 men left on base. And now it's up to Jeremy Johnson to again close the door. Rams with a lead, 6-4, and a chance to wrap this thing up and send us home happy. Ram Baseball on WGFS. Brought to you by East Metro Communications, selected as AirTouch Cellular's Agent of the Year in the small market category. Folks, that's the 4th time that East Metro has received that award. Bottom half of the 9th inning, South Metro Tournament may be coming to a close right here as the Rams try to nail it down. Jeremy Johnson, they're up 6-4. Keith Hunter, first man up, the first hit high and tight for ball 1. Digs in, he'll be followed by Jeremy Cockrell and then Chris Ray. Johnson could close this thing out. 1-0 pitch up high, ball 2. Like a pretty good one, and the Newton sideline thought they would have a strike call there, but they did not. Lane Floyd gives the signal. Here's the 2-0 pitch, swung on and bounced on 2 hops. Smith can't get the glove down. Easterday dives, but can't come up with it. So reaching will be Keith Hunter. And again, we will check probably a base hit in the scorebook. Base hit for Keith Hunter. He'll be at first with no one out. And Lovejoy not going to let this thing end quietly. So it's up now to Jeremy Cockrell. You'll remember Cockrell instrumental in that 7th inning comeback with the base hit and put Keith Hunter at third base. That first and third situation eventually led to a 1-3 sacrifice in which tying run scored and the winning run went to third base. That one inside, it goes back to the screen. Boyd having a little trouble finding it. That wild pitch will put the man up at second base, Keith Hunter. Jeremy Cockrell in disbelief because he easily could have been hit by that pitch, but got out of the way and could have found a way, really, with that ball so far inside, to kind of creatively move out of the way. Some batters do that. They'll move out of the way in such a way that they still just manage to get hit by the pitch. And Cockrell had the chance to do that, but could not. 1 ball, no strikes, and now a man at second with no one out. Remember, the Rams are up by 2. Johnson inside, ball 2. Chris Ray and Josh Dubose, the next 2 men up. They've been held to 1 for 5 this evening. Dubose's single scored the very first Lovejoy run. 2-0 pitch, strike called around the inside corner. And Jeremy Johnson puts that first one across, a very important pitch for that young man. Junior right-hander, trying to close this thing down. He'll get the win. 2-1. Outside, 3-1. He was in position maybe for a save situation, but gave up the run in the 7th, and now we'll have the chance for the win if he can shut it down. Have to give him at least some consideration for player of the game honors for the innings that he has pitched. He did give up that 1 run in the 7th, but giving up only 2 hits, making 3 in almost 4 innings of work. That's right through there for a strike, 3-2. Full count to Cockrell. Brassfield and the folks in the third base dugout would love that strike 3 right now. They need that first out. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on and bounced towards short in the hole. Easterday backhands, but is not going to have a play. Fakes the throw. Safe at first is Cockrell. Another base hit. And now the tying run is at first base, and the go-ahead run comes to the plate. Chris Ray stepping up. Brendan Smith at first thought about going after that ball, but let it go and let Easterday go into the hole to grab it. Brendan Smith is going to come in a couple of steps as Chris Ray may be thinking about the bunt here. First pitch, strike called outside corner, 0-1. If you're the Wildcats, you've got a myriad of possibilities here. First and second, no one out. Stretch, and the 0-1 pitch looking for the bunt, but foul over toward Joe Brassfield, and symbolically the Ram head coach gives it back to his pitcher with an 0-2 count and instructions to throw strike 3. Looking for the bunt with the runners moving. But Ray could not lay it down. Failure to execute the fundamentals hurt you, especially in close games and close situations like this. See what happens with the 0-2. Johnson taking a couple of looks at second base, and after taking a long time, time was called by Chris Ray. Johnson, the third pitcher of the evening for the Rams. Joey Smith started this one. After 2 2/3 innings, he was lifted. Gilstrap finished out the third, pitched the fourth and the fifth before giving way to the closer. 0-2 curveball, swing and a miss. And on the off speed, Chris Ray is gone. And the first out here for Johnson and the Rams in the ninth. Boone comes in with a few words for his pitcher, maybe reminding him the double play possibilities. Josh Dubose steps up. Wildcats cleanup man. The ground ball toward Easterday or Moon, and the Rams would have that chance to turn too. They have the A-team in there up the middle. Double play combination has worked together for several years. There's a ball hit toward Easterday. He'll flip to Moon. Got him there for 1. Throw to first. Safe at first base, and the Rams were ready to seal the victory there. And all around the field, some action as Hires flips the ball back to Jeremy Johnson. Everybody down on the Rams sideline making noise. 6'4", retired at second base as Cockrell. Dubose reaches on a fielder's choice. There's a man standing at third and another one standing at first. He, the one at first that is, represents the tying run. Here's Cronenberg. Ryan Cronenberg in this game grounded out in the second, doubled in the third, grounded out in the sixth, intentionally walked in the seventh. Swing and a miss on the first one. It's no balls, one strike. Jeremy Johnson in a true pressure situation with the chance to get the Rams the championship of this bracket of the South Metro. They'll remember this game for a long time to come. It's been a great one tonight. 0-1 pitch. There's a strike. Outside corner, 0-2. Now Newton High School fans, one strike away from finishing this one out. Times tonight, Rams very worried about this game, but they can close it out here. Runner going on the 0-2 pitch, swung on and hit high to center field. Gilstrap is under it. He's got it, and the Rams have shut the door on the Lovejoy Wildcats and pick up the huge victory here, as they are the champions in this bracket of the South Metro Tournament. Basically the best of the second-place teams. All the first-place teams meeting over at Jonesboro High School, but the Rams win this version of the South Metro Tournament and on enemy territory, so to speak, here at Heritage High School in Conyers. Jeremy Johnson closes the door on the Wildcats. We will take this break and wrap up. Happy news from Heritage High School. Rams win at 6-4. It's Ram Baseball on WGFS. East Metro Communications brings you Ram Baseball. Go by there. They're your local source for cellular paging and two-way radio equipment. Well, we can say this much about the Newton Ram baseball team. They are champions of at least a small section of the South Metro Tournament. Of course, Ram fans are accustomed to the fact that from 1992 through 96, the Rams were champions of the entire tournament. The Rams will have to settle a little bit this year. However, they are champions of all the second-place teams of the tournament. They won 2 games here at Heritage High School this evening to do it. We just brought you the second one live on WGFS. Kevin Holden here to wrap things up. Good news is the Newton Rams in 9 innings defeating the Lovejoy Wildcats, a score of 6-4. Here are your final totals in the game. 6 runs, 7 hits for the Rams. No errors in 9 innings. And a huge factor in this game. 7 men left on base. Jeremy Johnson gets the win with 4 very good relief innings, giving up only 1 run. In fact, Johnson only gave up 4 hits in those 4 innings, walked only 1, and struck out a pair. Actually struck out 3. Did a fine job in this relief pitching. Our scorebook very messy here as we've gone 9, and we're not accustomed to that. Lovejoy 4 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and they left 10 on base. The loss goes to Luis Medina, who came in to start the 9th inning. Got immediately the first 2 men out, but the Rams coming back with Gilstrap's single, Johnson's walk, Boone's walk, and then Matt Easterday stepping to the plate, coming up with the big rip, the base hit, the single, scored 2 runs, and gave the Rams the 6-4 win. Matt Easterday also drove in 2 runs with a double in the 5th, and so Easterday, the one-man show on offense for the Rams, will receive our WGFS Player of the Game honors. After driving in those 4 runs here in this affair, he also walked, stole a base, scored another run, and reached on an error. So he did his share at the plate, and for that, he will be our Player of the Game. The Rams started this one early by scoring 2 in the first. Double by Johnson to start the game, then Ryan Booth single scoring him. Easterday walked, came around to score on a ground out. That was the second run. Lovejoy came back with 3 of their own. Then the Rams scoring 2 in the top half of the 5th inning on that double by Easterday. Bottom half of the 7th came, and on the ground out by Chris Ray, Lovejoy put across the tying run, had the winning run at third base with 1 out, and a failed suicide squeeze that you could look at as maybe the turning point in this affair, in which the Rams ended up turning a double play. Turned out to be the difference really in this game. With that winning run there at third, they tried to execute the suicide squeeze with 2 strikes on the hitter. Steve Jenkins couldn't reach the outside pitch. The throw was probably 6 inches off the outside corner. Boyd got it for strike 3, came down, tagged the runner Jeremy Cockrell, and that ended the 7th inning and sent us to extras. Rams were quiet in the 8th before Easterday's base hit in the 9th, sealed it, and gave the Rams the second-place championship here in South Metro in 1997. Well, the Rams can hold their head high. They, in the final day of the South Metro Tournament, had a very good showing, and they go right back to play some quality action next week, including Monday, which is the perfect chance for me to tell you this. Join us Monday as the Rams go up against the Troup County Tigers. Riverside Park Newton High School is the site of that game. 5 o'clock start, and of course, Bill Dolan and I will be live with it. WGFS AM 1430 continues. We are your sports leader for both Newton and Eastside sports. We'll have 2 Eastside games next week, Wednesday and Friday, both against the Rockdale Bulldogs. And then stay tuned as we start bringing you sub-region action That'll start around the 21st, less than 2 weeks from now. That's right, folks. We are streaming towards sub-region action for both schools, and we'll bring you some of both here on WGFS. For our executive producer this evening at Ram Baseball, Mark Birch, and also, once again, commending our executive producer for the morning broadcast, Brian Chrisman, and forecast of thousands from Heritage High School, Kevin Holden reporting. We brought you 16 innings of baseball action. Not so good news this morning, but much better this evening. The final, the Newton Rams with a win over the Lovejoy Wildcats, 6-4. Good night, everyone.